Hello. Um, name B.J. McCrae, Lord Benjamin Craftsman. Been crafting wins for us all. Been our man. This is what that means. Benjamin. Benjamin Craftsman. Lord Benjamin Craftsman. Got some interesting information, whatever, for individuals. Well, it's Alchemic Medical Science Research Pioneer. Pretty much. Well, let's just start by what we ingest. Think about this. We eat food. It gets broken down in the stomach, right? It goes down the esophagus into the stomach. Then it goes in the small intestine. In the small intestine, that's where it gets absorbed into the body. It goes to the limbic system or in the circulatory system. It's different things, whatever like that. The raw nutrients gets put into the body. Then the large intestine absorbs the water. Then whatever waste product we're overeating or whatever, or different times, I'm like, you can actually eat so less that nothing actually comes out the back door, or just maybe like once every 2 weeks or something like that, or whatever. Just add will or want or whatever to do it. The body can absorb absolutely every bit of it and just retain all of that. But I'm like, anything, whatever that's the body can't absorb, or whichever ways, comes out the back door. Comes out the anus, in the defecation. Little poop or whatever, Well, think about this. The nutrients gets absorbed by the body. And particles going all over the place, the limbic system, it's like a filtration system for the body. The circulatory system sends the blood and pretty much whatever has the oxygen get picked up or whatever with the lungs. It's kind of how that works or whatever, pretty much. Oxygen goes in, gets picked up by the blood, and then gets circulated through the body. I mean, it's like, and raw oxygen is actually flammable. So fuel for the body, whatever, So I'm like, the air we breathe, whatever, should be pretty clean and whatever. Different times, the cleaner it is, the better fuel that we have at general, any instance. Well, the nutrients, it's like the basic building blocks or whatever, different times or whatever. It's all the components, whichever ways, everything we eat gets circulated all through that or whatever, and through the limbic system. Any kind of older stuff or waste products or whichever ways gets passed out through the urine. Okay, what's after that? Well, hey, sexual fluid or whatever. I'm like, that's like really good stuff. That's all the stuff that causes life or whatever, right? All the helper fluid for females and males in that matter. Well, actually, also for men. I'm like, there's the egg and the sperm, and sexual fluid retention, all that nutrients gets stayed into the body and gets filled the body after so long. Then it's like it's just a reservoir filling and filling and filling and filling and filling until it starts going into the limbic system. It's an electrical chemical component, an electrical chemical things or whatever. It's let's say the stuff or whatever that originates here, and all the stuff or whatever we eat, it gets filtered all throughout the blood, all throughout the body, and it's just what we're gonna lose it or whatever it is, throw that stuff around all the freaking time, wasted. We're gonna waste our lives, because that's what basically we're doing when we go down freaking masturbating all the freaking time. What people say, whatever, waste our lives, we're gonna have some thrills or whatever. Bull crap. Nah. We wasting our lives or whatever by not actually being faithful in our sexual groups. And honestly, truth be told, males have the ability to fertilize females. And in the span of 10 months, could fertilize thousands of children, have 1, 2, 3 times or whatever a day. In the course of 10 months or whatever the time it takes for a female to make 1, maybe 2, whatever, 3 children, I'm like, different times at report, at most, there was a video of like, what, 7 children at max? So I'm like, what, if, say, for instance, at max, a woman could share a womb with 7 different guys. That's the max or whatever that it's been recorded to have a female, being able to hold seed or children within her that they give birth. 7. Where a male having a penis and having ability to ejaculate into a woman could fertilize in the span of 10 months. Thousands of children just in 10 months. Thousands. It's over 3,000 or some odd freaking thing, whatever, worth like that. Thousands of women. Even one woman having one child. Thousands. That's how much whatever that a man could do. Structural patterns or whatever need to be rethought about that. Whichever ways or whatever groups. If it's man on man, woman on woman, 2 men, 3 men, and whatever. With however many women in whichever ways that we all want to do it. Women on women, doesn't freaking matter about that. But we need to be faithful. That's the main freaking point of whatever. Our sexual fluid. Be faithful in our groups. Because guess what? If we're not faithful in the groups, then we get spread that stuff around, or we just lose ourselves, say, if we're alone, even in such situations. We just give us stuff away, whatever, and then we end up losing hour of our lives. When all that nutrients, practicing, even in the group, holding that is, there's other stuff or whatever we do, without letting our sexual fluid go, still enjoy each other's time and attention and everything, whatever, get our lives on track with other ways, other desires and everything, whatever like that. Awaken the spirit within at different times. Sexual seed retention. Then that stuff, if we do that, then it gets put into our bodies. It's electrochemical, like I said. BJ saying or whatever, this stuff, all over the time. All over the place. Well, electrical chemical. I'm like thinking about this or whatever with an electrical wire. I'm like, we get those wires, whatever, out there, whatever, running electricity to and fro. There's a magnetic field that's produced by that magnetic field. We got nerve fibers in our bodies. Stretch forth with your feelings. You feel it or whatever in your hand. You feel it. I feel it. Just stretch forth whatever and just focus whatever that and strengthen those nerve fibers inside your limbs. That's excessively helpful. Well, focus anywhere on the body. You got that electrical fluid or whatever compounds in the body. Guess what? Then all that stuff is going to those parts. Whatever fluid or whatever, whichever ways, whatever. If you're focusing on the mind, like, meditating all the time, and focusing right here, that's where it's going to go. If you're focusing whatever right here, that's where it's going to go. Which is probably where people need to be focusing is on the heart. Because of the circulatory system. It just pumps whatever and it sends it everywhere. Easiest place to focus whatever, honestly, is to focus on the heart and not in the freaking head. When you focus on inside the brain, I'm like, intently, whatever like that, guess what happens? Fluid is pulled right into that area. Especially whatever practicing sexual fluid retention, stuff is pulled right into there. It gets over full. And I'm like, CSF, cerebral spinal fluid. It could possibly escape out. Escape out. And there's a possibility of bringing forth which is dark, almost black with a shimmer of red. It's CSF mixed with the blood, or it's called red water. It's like kind of like the philosopher's stone or whatever, different times. But actually also can go down the freaking throat. Which is other deals with regard to that. Because then inside the intestine, there's a part that is called the appendix. That it could actually escape out of. Maybe it says burst or whatever about this or whatever. Like, yeah, I mean, that stuff, that fluid, if fluid gets out of that right there, guess what? It's still electrical chemical. It can go other places or whatever, and then it could be like fire on the freaking brain. And to actually focus away from the brain, maybe on the heart, when you need to focus, where people need to focus at, that could cause it to go through the circulatory system. And balance out all the way. Cancers or whatever be cured by this way. Cancer. stagnant stuff just stand there, whatever. Fluid needs to move. There's been research or whatever to say that we just focus and pray on an area or whatever. Cancer's just a buildup or whatever of whatever there can be removed and can be cured. Curing cancer. We don't need to go to these pharmaceuticals or whatever that gets masked the things, whatever, different times. Yeah, there's short-term stuff like antibiotics and probiotics and stuff like that, vitamins, minerals, all that kind of stuff, but we don't need this other stuff, because what does that other medication do? It messes up all those chemical balances and everything in the body if we do not make sure that we personally, each of us, make sure what chemicals are in that, whatever does this, the other, instead of like the pharmaceuticals, they just throw the stuff out there. What they've been making money, whatever, for years and years and years. And other people been using people as like tools, as like farm stuff. When it comes out, a man needs to ejaculate. A woman needs to masturbate, because you mess this stuff up. The flow could be completely messed up. Comes out, needs to also whatever come out in that way. It's like a chain reaction whenever something occurs. Someone over to get something, and I'm like, be able to actually do that, then maybe possibly be able to do it again. Kind of thing. For reals. Think about this. Think. Real stuff. These bodies work in a particular way. The electrical magnetic field can be ever increased by being able to save that stuff in proper proportion and recycle. Might seem whatever crazy, whatever. Just try it. Anyone, just try it. And if you ever ejaculate, men, if you ejaculate, swallow this stuff. Swallow it. Share it with your sexual partners, because the Bible be talking about this. The Book of Mormon be talking about this. Other people or whatever in occult circles be talking about this stuff, that it can happen, that you can recycle that stuff. And those properties that you can share it with your mates, share it with your partners, share it in a faithful group. Electrical compounds, because it also is like memory. It's like memory, sharing memory. You don't want to give it to people or whatever that don't actually care. And if for whatever you do, you might whatever be like, well, there's stuff that you can actually do. Like talking a particular way. Get rid of the I. So much. Get rid of the I. Oh, well, or whatever, we're saying I, me, whatever, different things like this. We don't need this distinctions. Anyone ever notice or whatever, sometimes or whatever about social media is BGB saying he is a male, he is a penis, there's verifiable proof or whatever that he is a man on xvideos.com, river, there's links whichever ways or whatever about that. Proof. In whatever degrees or whatever about different things. Records, all over the place. Be careful with these bodies. Knowledge. The truth will set you free. And actually whatever the knowing, not actually just setting free, but actually breaking free of these chains that bind us. Real stuff. Think about it. Consider it. Whichever ways. Try it. Just try. Try it. Don't care if anyone believes or not. Just try it. Because how can I or we or whoever say that it not be if anyone doesn't just try it? And then the more people or whatever try this stuff, the more that they realize. And then psychic powers, telepathy. You get the whatever, the magnetic field or whatever increase so much. There's actually videos of saying arc fields that pick up electrical signals or whatever from radio waves. And through a arc off a radio tower, starts hearing music, seeing a video about that. Pick up or whatever other people, their thoughts, can be able to read or whatever, whether or not they're lying. It's like a friggin' lie detector or whatever, different times. Be listening to someone or whatever, and they say the stuff another would raise, and then knowing what they're actually saying. How? Save thyself. Save thy sexual fluid. Do other practices as such. Try it. See what happens. Guard thyself or whatever against other people, whatever, that don't really give a fucking crap, and actually love them regardless or whatever, and try to teach them, because rowdy children, spoiled children, they want to get away with something sometimes. You know what happens? But I'm like, how are we going to whatever change a child of any age any age, whether it's a parent or child, doesn't even freaking matter, whatever, because we all someone's child, the children, we are the child of at least two people, human beings. Typically, unless we do some other freaking weird thing, we got two parents. Most of us. We came from somewhere, every one of us, whether our parents or grandparents, whichever ways or whatever. Think about it. All of us are children, one way or another. And it's like spoiled children or obedient children, good, godly children. There's a difference. Put it on blast. Whichever ways, BJ be saying put it on blast, tell it. Teach what you have learned. Teach what I've learned. Whichever ways, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Learn the language so you could, it's like self-protection, a lot of it. And then you could teach whatever this other stuff so other people, and grab together whatever so that it could be, so people aren't just seeming like we're all lost in whichever ways. Seriously, BJ McRae be saying this stuff for years now, trying to get people to understand, and coming to a clear and concise message about all of it. And he's on Facebook, on YouTube now, saying clear and concise messages. On Facebook, all over the stuff or whatever researching whichever ways. But I'm like, this is like the basic stuff right here in less than 20 minutes. And I did it or whatever, and it's less than 17. Trying to cram back in 20 minutes all of the stuff. It can be known. The secrets can be unraveled. All the secrets of existence or whatever, in whichever proportion or whichever ways. Lots of people. BJ McRae profile. BJ McRae 2025 has some information on there. A lot of people, whatever, some people might not be able to see everything. Most of it or whatever is been able to see. But also BJ McRae profile, Lord Benjamin. Crafting wins for all. Our man. Benja man. Crafting wins for all. For all. All means all. Even the rowdy children, spoiled children, whichever ways or whatever. Maybe we make some children with the, there's actually talk about adding brain tissue, brain cells on circuitry. Instead of just there's the raw elements or whatever as our computer system, the scientists, there's reports of actually putting brain cells on circuitry. That's like conscious in itself. Just like adding that much or whatever more level or whatever. They're going to be started whatever, talking, walking, whatever. We'll make androids, actual androids, not the actual system or whatever is such an android with a phone or something like that. An android, a real android, is the combination of a mechanical and biological as a living organism. That is an android. And scientists is going that far. We're doing that. We need to make sure we do it in proper proportion. And we need to understand, not any kind of like Terminator kind of thing, not any kind of Matrix or whatever, in some sort of, other kind of thing or whatever. No, we make sure that we understand that there are children. They're coming from the pieces of a marriage. By definition, is the combination of elements, like a sperm and an egg. That is what a marriage is. There's other kind of things, whatever, posted on BJ McRae's profile. BJ McRae, Lord Benjamin, nickname Lord Benjamin, BJ McRae 2025. There's romantic stuff in whichever ways or whatever, sure. But I'm like, some of the technical stuff is actually on the profile, Lord Benjamin, the nickname. Look it up. Just kind of mix up whatever stuff there, but I mean, honestly, when it gets all the research patterns and trying to figure out everything like this is the clear and concise message within 20 minutes. That's a lot, right? But it's in late 20 minutes. It's just 20 minutes. 20 minutes of people's times. But anyway, you made it this far. So, like, subscribe, whichever way it's all freaking well or whatever. Spread the message. Oh well. Spread the message. Share it. Share the video. Or tell it yourself. Figure it out yourself. Whichever ways. Get the message out there. Blast it. Put it on blast. Put it out there. Everywhere, whichever ways. Gotta love God of love. God means love. Love everybody. Love everybody. 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 Everyone. Love this phone too.